Hey, Nichita, welcome to Innovators Can Laugh. How you doing today?
Hi, I'm pretty good. Just having a blast and, trying not to freeze my butt off because it's kind of cold here. So,
Okay, let me give some background to the audience so they get an understanding of who you are. Nikita Herput is the founder of Pineapple Square. It's an app and a network for the hospitality industry. Now, here's what one person said. Pineapple Square is fantastic. I've connected with fellow bartenders, picked up tips, and even found some new opportunities. I found mentorship and even got a new job. Every new bartender should check it out. And it's not just bartenders, it's for waiters, restaurant owners, food truck operators, and chefs. I'm super excited about this because I spent many years in the hospitality industry as a waiter back in Houston and in New York City. So we are going to get into this, Nikita.
okay, that's pretty nice.
Yeah. First, tell me about your hospitality experience.
Well, I started off at 14 as a summer job, just, to get some money for myself to buy whatever I wanted. Then I moved on and studied in the Netherlands in one of the best hospitality management schools in the world, actually. Then I moved back home and continued working with my father, which he has a hospitality business. And I worked there for 6 or 7 years. And then something was missing. And I just started combining hospitality and tech, which are the two things that I love about.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Now, when you were 14, what were you doing? Were you working like as a waiter or what?
yes. So I started off polishing glasses.
Okay.
For 3 months.
Yeah.
And then I moved on to waiting. So it took on time.
Yeah. Now, why did you go to the Netherlands for school? Do they have a really good university or program for hospitality?
Yes. So I wanted to do something great. And they're top 5 and they're fighting with Switzerland, which is the thing you go. But Switzerland it was too expensive for me. So Netherlands was the best bang for the buck with quality and the amount you pay each year.
Okay. And what kind of industry or business does your dad have? Because he's in the industry as well.
Yes. So he has a business which he sells and he basically equips hotels, restaurants, and bars, all their kitchen equipment, bar equipment, whatever, from design to installation to sales to post sales.
All right. Where's he based out of? And what kind of, where does he operate? Just solely in Romania?
So we are based in Oradea and the area of work is mostly northwestern Romania and eastern Hungary because we're really close to Hungary. So it kind of makes sense for us to go there as well.
All right. So you've probably been to Debrecen.
Yeah, a lot of times in Debrecen. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a very nice city.
It is. I used to travel there. I had a client there and I really enjoyed it. And I haven't been to Oradea yet. So this year or next year, I definitely will go to Oradea.
You should. And everybody should at least try for a weekend getaway.
Yeah. Okay. So I used to work as a waiter back in Houston and New York City. And one of the most embarrassing moments I ever had is when I served the fake dessert to a table. There was a couple that was at Beer Paredes Houston restaurant, and they came to watch the show. It was a theater show. They didn't speak any English. They were foreigners. I think they were European. I'm not sure from where. And I put the real dessert on the table that displayed the fake desserts. The fake desserts were actually real desserts, but they were a few days old, right?
Yeah.
And the ice cream wasn't real ice cream. It was actually this thing that we call Crisco. It was like this lard. And I accidentally picked up the fake dessert, took it to them. They ate the cake. Nikita, they ate the cake.
They ate the entire lard out of it?
They didn't eat the lard. They ate the cake, the piece of cake, right? And so I picked up the plate. I took it back inside the kitchen and I put it in the bucket for it to get washed. And it was at an angle. And I started walking away and I realized something, that the ice cream hadn't melted and it wasn't sliding down. And I looked again. The dishwasher looked, and then the person who makes the desserts looked from the kitchen, and they knew immediately what I had done. They just realized it. The kitchen was just laughing. Everybody was just laughing out loud. The general manager came out and they're like, "What's going on here?" And they mostly spoke Spanish. They didn't really speak English, right? And they didn't really want to tell or rat on me. So they didn't say anything. And I pretended I didn't know what's going on. I went back into the floor, right? And so the general manager didn't know what the hell was going on. But that was my most embarrassing moment. the couple didn't say anything. They didn't speak English. They left me a shitty tip.
Yeah, probably you could have gotten it from the tip. It's like, what's wrong with this?
Yeah. I think I deserved it. What was your most embarrassing moment in the hospitality industry, Nichita?
I was at this event. It was a new TV channel opening up in our city, and it had this great event at the hotel I was working in. And I was holding a tray full of champagne glasses, right? Just like going around and, distributing it. And I knew the guy that actually opened the company, and I was really scared to go to him, like, here's a champagne for you. And the moment I just walked at him, when he wanted to pick it up, he picked up one glass and it was like a tray full, right? Like 20 glasses. He picked one, and I literally just like, I looked at him and did this. All the champagne went on him, on everybody else around. And I just stood there like, okay, now I really did something bad, like really, really bad. So I just excused myself like 20 minutes, started cleaning everything up.
Okay.
I don't know what they said, but like,
Okay.
Bad.
Okay. So for those listening and not watching, Nichita demonstrated that he flipped the tray of all the glasses of champagne. Is that right, Nichita?
Yeah. Flip the entire thing on the most important person of the night.
What's the relationship between you and this person? Is it non-existent?
No, definitely not existent. Definitely not existent. Like I'm happy I didn't get a restraining order after that one. So
yeah. Okay. Now, I guess people remember you from that event that's in the industry, right?
I hope like they kind of forgotten about it, but yes, I've had a lot of stuff happening afterwards. Everybody said it.
Okay. Did you apologize or did you just turn around and walk away?
I stood silent for like 30 seconds until like my brain realized what happened. And then I just said sorry for the next hour. And I think I went to him like too many times saying I'm sorry, which was like kind of a problem. Like just say sorry and, go wherever.
Yeah. There's nothing you can do. You can quick sorry and be sincere, walk away, and that's it. Stay out of sight, really. You just want to stay out of sight.
Yeah.
Okay. Now tell us about Pineapple Square. Like, how did you get this name? And what was you said that you were trying to combine hospitality and tech. So what was the light bulb moment that you realized something like this?
So this is actually our second startup in hospitality. Pineapple Square comes from two things. So pineapple is the fruit of hospitality, which is like the domain that we're working in. And square comes from the old agoras of ancient Greece, like the central market in a city where professionals would meet to like, mingle around, find out about the latest tech and, what's the new trends in the market. And that's what we're trying to do it in a digital place, like get together hospitality and put them in a square so they can, communicate with each other and start doing business.
Yep. All right. I wish I had this when I was younger because it seems like this is a really cool way to highlight not just your experience, but also what you're really good at. Because I felt like I was one of the best waiters at the restaurant. And I felt like with a technology like this, I really could have been in demand by some of the best restaurants in the area. So when people discover this, whether they're a waiter or a bartender, or maybe even a chef, what do they get excited about, Nichita?
So there are different opportunities that you can get. So right now, hospitality is a really bad place from a worker's point of view. And, there's like a waiter or a bartender would always want to make some extra buck, right? So where can you find like new gigs to work on? Where can you find the best restaurants to work on? So I think the main thing right now is gigs. So like when restaurants need an extra bartender, they have a special party that they need somebody with special skills, they can find them there. And then goes like from my point of view, like you are the best waiter, depending on the best experience you have, like the best restaurant you've been to. So if you feel kind of stuck in a place you want to look for something new, we also have that use case of like people searching for restaurants and just finding the best place to work, or at least trying to get a job.
Okay. How does the business model work? Is it free for like waiters and bartenders? How does it work?
Yeah. So right now, at this moment in time, it's free for everyone. So for bartenders and waiters, of course, it's going to be free. And we're going to put in a subscription model for the restaurant so they can get access to the network. And then on top of that, if they actually hire somebody for a gig or a job, we will take a small percentage, smaller than a HR company, that's our goal. So they can fill up more of their vacant jobs, faster and easier and cheaper. That's where we want to get.
Okay. And if you're a restaurant or a waiter and you want to try this out, where can you find it?
App Store and Google Play.
Okay. And where do you guys live at right now? Just this, particularly in Romania and Hungary? Like where?
So yes, most of our users right now are in Romania, Hungary, not that much, to be honest with you. And we started off in the United States. In actually the past 6 weeks, we've been in San Francisco at an accelerator program. So we started kicking stuff off in US, see if, there's a market fit in the US as well. But yeah, mostly Romania, and second place is the United States.
Okay. Do you know if you got competitors in the US with a similar app or no?
Yes. So in the United States, there are similar apps. There is one particular, like an old incumbent that, they do a good job, but like they're not a great, they're old company, right? But in Europe, actually, we didn't find anyone to like fit, let's say 80% of what we do. You can think of Indeed maybe, but like it's very general. It doesn't try to help hospitality.
Yeah. Yeah. How have you gotten traction so far here in Romania? Like the first users, what have you guys done?
So we've launched like 3 months ago, the app itself. Right now we have around 500 like blue collar workers, like, bartenders, waiters, chefs. There's a mix of it. And around 50, 60 restaurants, bistros, let's say businesses inside.
Okay.
That's what we've got with no marketing spend, nothing. It was just like, we're here to do this, spreading the word of mouth. Yeah. Word of mouth. And actually, before going to San Francisco, we went to like the biggest bartending event in Romania called Brest, which like first and foremost, the best bartenders in Romania are there, but they have like this amazing people from the United States, London, other bartenders to show off what they do. And we had a blast there. Like, if I could show you the pictures, like everybody was just having so much fun. We had this game, throwing pineapples at a board, getting points. It actually went better than we were expecting. Like we had no idea this would go this way. So only from that place, we got around 100 to 120 users in 2 days. Yeah.
Very cool.
Amazing. Yep. And very good people, very good bartenders.
Yeah. Now, who's your team made up of? Like, who's on your team right now?
So right now in our team, we have Octavian India, I'm actually at his house right now. He's in a separate room. And we have Svan, which is our designer, which I haven't actually met since I came back to the US. So I have to go and see him.
Okay. Yeah. And your day-to-day role, like responsibilities, obviously a founder wears many hats, but like, what is your thing that you love to focus on?
So I would go with sales and operations. Like I used to be a sales agent and business developer at my dad's company. That's what I did for so many years. So it's kind of like natural for me. And operations, like I think I'm a pretty organized person and I like to make sure everything runs smoothly. But these are the main hats. But other than that, jack of all trades, like whatever is necessary, I'm there.
Okay.
Except for coding. I'm not putting myself.
Yeah. Neither am I. I'm a no code guy.
Yeah.
Okay. If you had a magic wand to basically tackle your biggest obstacle right now, what would you do?
My biggest obstacle right now, if I have a magic wand, I would create like the biggest hospitality conference in our city. I would love everybody to see our city and just have the biggest hospitality conference where I can bring up, the best chefs, bartenders and restaurants out there so they can, meet each other and just see what happens if you do that.
Okay. Very cool. And last question before we get into rapid fire, what was the big differences that you saw in the hospitality industry in the Netherlands versus Romania?
I think so in the Netherlands, they put a lot of emphasis on procedures and quality. I would definitely say that. Romania is like, if you are willing to work, they're okay with putting you out there. In the Netherlands, not so much. Like they would like you to be trained a lot before, make sure you know maybe a bit of Dutch. So it takes a long time to actually get into the thing. That was my experience. I mean, I have no idea what's happening right now, but like my experiences was like I trained for 3 or 4 months before I was able to go there and meet clients actually.
In your brief experience in the States, did you notice any differences?
Actually, yes. So I would definitely say that Europe does a way better job with hospitality than the US. The US is a bit chaotic and like the quality of service is just not there. Like honestly, I feel like, food wise, it looks better in Europe. It tastes better, but probably I didn't go to the right places as well. I don't know. That was
wow. Yeah. My experience is totally different. So when my wife moved to the States, she was shocked. We would walk into a Walgreens and you're greeted. Hi, how you doing today? Let me know if I can help you. And here it's like everywhere. I feel like there's like a lack of good customer service. I went in for a teeth cleaning a couple of days ago and the dentist, he was reading a book and I'm there to get my teeth cleaned. And he looked at me and he's like, oh, just give me like 4 more minutes. I'm still reading my book. And I'm like,
oh,
okay.
Yeah. Definitely. Like, I'm just putting here for hospitality, but like the rest of it, like if you go in a store in Romania, you're like, I don't want to talk to you. Where are you? I'm not going to talk to you. Like hospitality, like, I don't know, like it kind of feels like I would like a bit more better quality in Europe, but
Yeah. Yeah. I guess if we're talking about 2 different things, maybe customer service in general versus hospitality, like restaurants or hotels. Yeah. There's 2 different things. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Rapid fire time. Give me the first thing that pops into your mind. Are you ready?
Okay. Ready.
All right. What is something weird that you obsess about, Nichita?
Oh, actually, my computer, I obsess about, about making sure everything in my PC is just arranged as hell. Like my files are in the right place. Everything is the right place.
Okay. All right. What are you stubborn about?
Everything. Jesus Christ. Like I want to make it my way somehow. I don't know. I'm just stubborn. Sorry. I'm just stubborn.
Are you a Taurus by any chance?
What?
A Taurus?
A Taurus. No, I'm in September, so I'm not sure how it's spelled. Like Fecioară in Romanian? Like the girl thingy?
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but yeah. Taurus are typically stubborn and I'm married to one. So I know what that's all about.
My parents are both Taurus, so I probably got that one as well.
There you go.
Virgo. I'm a Virgo.
Okay. So they're stubborn too. But if your mom and dad were both Tauruses, that explains it. Yeah. Okay. Next question for you. What is a funny phobia or fear that you have?
Heights.
Okay.
Yeah. Heights.
Next question. What happened during a hilarious bad date?
I walked out. I said nothing. I just grabbed my phone and my thing and just walked.
Was it based on something the person said? What happened?
Yeah. She basically like 1 minute afterwards, she told me, I don't like your glasses. So no. Come on.
Hey, she was Dutch,
my glasses?
right?
Really?
Was she Dutch?
No, Caribbean.
Caribbean? Oh, well, the Dutch. Yeah. Because the Dutch are very direct.
It was Dutch Indies. So probably,
Yeah. I've discovered that recently since interviewing a lot of Dutch startup founders, how they're pretty direct versus Latin culture. Okay. All right. Last question for you. What secret strategy do you use to drive leads? I know you guys just got started, but what are something that you're anticipating experimenting with?
Conferences.
All right.
Actually, like conferences and exhibitions, they just work. Personal connection gives you like the word of mouth you get from there, it's unbeatable. You cannot do it online from anywhere. No way.
Yeah. No, I agree. You can't beat in-person meetups. The last thing I will mention here is I loved your LinkedIn page. On your about page, you have this section that says things that I do and get paid for. And then you have this section, things that I do and do not get paid for. And you have gaming, TV binging, cooking.
Yeah.
Cross country and a few other things. Nichita, thanks for coming on this show. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much, Eric. It was amazing. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And for everybody listening, if you enjoyed this, hit subscribe, tell others about it. I'll put links to Nichita's LinkedIn and Pineapple Square. Yeah. One other comment, Nichita?
Actually, go to the first restaurant and say thank you to the waiter and the bartender that served you.
Yeah.
That's something I would like everybody to.
Absolutely.
They work their ass off. They work their ass off.
Oh, I know. I used to be a waiter, and I know it can be a very stressful job, especially when you get hit with like 3 or 4 tables at one time. Everybody, thank you for joining me on this episode with Innovators Can Laugh. I will see you next week. Cheers.
All right.